Hey, sexy monkeys, welcome back to Sky Jam Experience. I'm your host, Ben, and today's Monday, which means I'm doing a movie review, and lucky winner is Ready or Not. And I'm going to tell you guys why it is a great date movie with your old lady.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking animal, you piece of shit, little tiny dick licker fucking asshole fucking eye. Fucking rich people.
The story goes this chick gets married into a very, very wealthy family, and they're kind of like the Monopoly. They're the board game patriarch. They started the whole shit. And if you play the game Clue as a kid, this is kind of like the movie of Clue, but for grown-ups. So this chick is married into this family, and at midnight, the family does a family tradition, which is essentially a ritual that she does not know of. And you gotta play a game. And if you pick the wrong card, in this case, hide and seek. So if you pick the card of hide and seek, you gotta play hide and seek, and you have to survive overnight.
It says hide and seek. Are we really gonna play that? Everything okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Those are the rules.
Okay, so when you hear the story of hide and seek, you're like, all right, how can you make a serious movie about hide and seek? Well, you really can't, but you kind of can. And they did it perfectly where they took it serious, but they also made fun of themselves because it's like, come on, guys. This is hide and seek. You cannot take it that fucking serious. And they did it just far enough, but you can tell throughout the whole movie it is just funny jokes, absolutely comical. I love this shit. My favorite part of this whole fucking movie is the dark comedy humor from the start to the finish. You're never bored. You're very entertained. When you go on a date with this and you watch this movie, your guys going to be entertained, both of you. If one's not laughing, the other one's laughing. Most likely, you're both going to be laughing. It's definitely adults only. A lot of people die, and it's funny how they handle the situation. Let's put it that way.
Got my gun. I forgot my gun. I suck. I suck.
It's okay.
You don't suck, sweetheart.
Here, hon, why don't you just use mine?
Mr. Ladomas, Mr. Ladomas, I just saw her run.
Oh my God! Oh!
Why does this always happen to me?
Okay, calm.
The cinematography is shot beautifully in this mansion, and if I remember correctly, that's where Billy Madison, that's the same mansion. And the lighting in the whole mansion, especially at nighttime, they fucking hit a home run with those candles. Loved it. Alright, so let's get into casting. Samara Reven, she's the niece of Hugo Reven, and she's the main girl. She's the one that gets married into the family. This motherfucker is funny as fuck. I must back up. This whole movie, every casting, hilarious. But Samara Weaving, dude, she is gonna hit a home run down the road. She is. Fuck. I never really got into the whole Adam Brody shit. I'm just, why would I? I have no reason to. So this is really kind of the first time I really watched an Adam Brody anything, because I never got into the OC shit. And he's not bad at all. He's not a bad actor. But he's really the only one that I recognize face-wise, besides, famously, Andie MacDowell. Yes, she is in this. And that was a shocker there. One sister's a gold digger. One's a cokehead. There's an aunt. She's like a poor sport little bitch. It's hilarious. The butler, this fucker cracks me up way more differently than anyone else. And, but the brother-in-law, Fitch, this motherfucker, dude. Him and his crossbow. Cracks, dude, I love it.
I got chess.
I got old maid. Seriously, what the fuck is old maid?
Fitch.
And this movie doesn't take long to get going. It's literally about 25 minutes to 30 minutes is when the shit starts going. So you really don't sit around, you get into the part of the movie pretty quick. And the movie is actually an hour and 35 minutes, but it feels a lot longer. it really kind of surprised me. I think I've watched it maybe at least 10 times, but I just realized it's only an hour and 35 minutes. It feels like 2. If you guys seen the last Scream movie, Scream 5, that just came out a few months ago, those directors directed this movie. So if you enjoyed Scream 5, you're going to get the same idea, same feel, same everything in this movie. You always have to have a really good speech in a great movie. In this speech, with the dad, he does like the family history, how they got the what do you call it, the box from Mr. LaBelle. Yeah, that whole speech, it was pretty dope.
Story time.
Now, as you may know, my great-grandfather Victor set up a modest printing shop during the Civil War, manufacturing playing cards. A generation later, my grandfather expanded into sporting goods and board games. Under my leadership, Le Domas Family Games acquired 4 professional sports teams and reached, well, even greater heights. Some may call it luck, but well, it's a little more than that. You know, it's almost as if someone's watching over us. It all began with a very generous benefactor and this box. You see, originally, great-grandfather was a merchant seaman. And it was a hard life, and like so many, he wanted more. And on one of his many excursions abroad, great-grandfather came to meet a Mr. LaBelle. He was a passenger aboard the ship, a collector of sorts, purchasing exotic antiquities to resell to wealthy Americans. After discovering a mutual passion for games of chance, they passed a great many hours playing cards. And among Mr. LaBelle's possessions was that box. And since that time, whenever the Ludomases are presented with since that time to the family, whenever the Ludomases are
We place a
presented
blank
with
playing
new
card
addition
into
to
the
family,
box.
I like the mystery element of this movie. So like the very first scene, it starts out with a mystery of like what the fuck is going on type, and then throughout the whole movie, you're really curious: is it true? Like, is the family gonna die or not if she survives? And throughout the whole movie, you're just really curious what is really gonna happen, and that really kept me going all the way to the very end because I really want to know, is this shit real or not? And you'll find out. I'm not going to tell you. All right, so this movie is considered an action, a comedy, a horror, mystery, and thriller. So when you get those 5 genres in a movie, I always look for those movies because it tells you it's a good movie because it's going across all these different genres. And of course, you end on a great ending, and I will not tell you what it is because this movie only came out like 2-3 years ago, so it's still kind of newish. It's really unknownish for a lot of people, so I'm not gonna say what happens, but it got me cracked up, and I really hope they come up with a sequel or a prequel, something, because there's a lot you can play with this in the universe. Overall, for a Sky Gene score, I give this a 7 out of 10. Yes, I absolutely enjoy this movie from start to the finish. It was always entertaining, and the dark humor, that's my sense of humor. So it ran a home run for me. But there are parts in like Act 2 going into Act 3, it kind of starts to slow down. The humor kind of feels forced a little bit. It kind of feels it could do better. It could have gone in maybe a different direction and then came back. But that's just being nitpicky. This is a movie going into where I didn't take it that serious because it's hide and seek, and it's a great date night movie. So you all will enjoy this. So trust me on this, guys. Go watch it. Ready or not. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to this movie. I hope you guys enjoy your night. I hope someone gets lucky out there. I hope more people get lucky. I hope people get birth to people because they watch this movie. So technically I'm like a father-ish. Woo! So go get them, guys. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. Remember, if you go to jail, don't drop the soap.